earlier that ticket sales are crucial to the financial health of the organization. Given the price of tickets has increased 25% over the last 2 years, why are we not in a position to maybe keep a hold of some of these superstars? It appears to me that the real decline in attendance, and especially season ticket holders, goes back about 7 or 8 years when we started to get to the point where as soon as someone hit this superstar status, we lost them. So, I don't know, just with ticket prices going up and concession sales and everything, is there any possibility that in the future we can try to hold on to some of these guys to stimulate ticket sales?
Who wants that one?
I'll address a little bit, just generally. I think it's important to note that, our expectations don't change. They're no different than the Yankees or the Red Sox. We expect, and that's our goal, is to win championships. And we have certain realities within our market that are very different than the Red Sox or Yankees. But what we need to do is to try to be creative with how we build teams to put a championship caliber team on the field. And if Paul were here, he would probably acknowledge it. But the Dolans reinvest the money in the team. They're certainly not in baseball to make money. They pour in everything that they get from not only ticket sales, but from all of our broadcast rights back into the team. And there have been a lot of years where they've actually written personal checks to finance the difference. But we do have certain realities in our market that don't allow us to do and generate the same revenue streams that the Yankees and the Red Sox do. But again, that won't change our expectations. That won't change what we expect out of ourselves. We just have to go about it a little bit differently.
I think just to frame it for you, we're about a $160 million business, and $83 million of that gross revenue is going to go to player salaries this year. That's just how we're budgeted. But we've been about $160, $150 million business since 2019 and 1999, probably somewhere in that zone. So we really haven't seen a whole lot of gross revenue growth within our company, and that's just the way it is. I will tell you that back in the mid '90s when we were selling out, our gross revenue was about the same, but it was a different time. Of course, salaries were different as well. So there isn't really. We play in the field that's laid out for us, so there's no excuse about it. We know we have a pretty good idea what we're going to generate this year, although we're going to have to be pretty flexible in some of our analysis going forward. It's not going to change. If we draw 3 to 3.5 million fans, that'll be a big deal. I'm not sure though that this community can draw 3.5 million fans currently, because if you remember, when we were drawing 3.5 million fans, the whole landscape here in this community was much different. We had many more Fortune 500 companies here that were supporting us. We were kind of a new guy in town. The Browns were out of town. There was a lot of different things. It was kind of, as Bob would call it, a perfect storm. So I think that the important thing to remember is that our fixed revenues are fairly stable, and that's what's so important about season ticket customers and suite holders, is that that's sort of the baseline of how we build our revenue basis. Our television revenues, our radio revenues are fairly stable. They don't see a great deal of growth and swing in that. And then the big number that comes in is central fund revenue that comes from Major League Baseball. And as baseball grows, our central fund monies increase as well to sort of subsidize, if you will, a middle market team like ourselves. So I wish I had a better answer for you to think that we were a $200 million gross revenue club, but we're not. And that's what it is. And we're not in bad shape being $160 million, but it would be nice if we were a $240 million club, but that's not going to happen.
And I think it's important to add context to that. Just $160 million in aggregate seems like that's a lot of money. But for comparison's sake, I think the Yankees are going to be at $425 million in revenue. So you look at that difference, $260+ million in revenue. Therein lies the reason that they're able to pay players more, and that's just a structure that we have in baseball. It's very different than the NFL model or the NBA model. And again, that's the context in which we have to work, and our goal continues to be to field a championship caliber team.
Let's hear from our young fan.
Who's your favorite player that's not on the Indians that you wish could be on the Indians?
Did you direct that to Eric Wedge? Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. You know what, I can tell you, he's older now, but he's still a great player. I think the greatest championship player that I've seen, the past 10 years is Derek Jeter. For just what he means for that ball club, the way he handles himself on and off the field, just his presence, his consistency, just real special stuff. He's the first person that comes to mind.
I'll just add to that. We were actually fortunate that we have a winter development program in Cleveland this time of year where we bring in some of our best prospects and bring in a number of speakers to speak to them about different topics. And today's speaker was Peter Gammons, and he actually told a story today about Derek Jeter. Actually told a few stories, but one he said, Derek Jeter was, there were a bunch of basketball players watching Derek Jeter in batting practice one day take ground balls. And he took ground balls the exact same way. I mean, every ground ball he took in batting practice, he was locked in, really concentrating on what he was doing. And one of the NBA guys came and he said, Derek, don't you ever play around? Don't you ever flip a ball behind your back? Don't you ever, just have fun? He said, hey, I have fun all the time, but I made 53 errors when I was in A-ball. He said, I can't take every day I'm out there, I can go back and do that again. So I need to be serious and approach the game the same way every single day. And that's just the way I think that kind of epitomizes the player Derek Jeter is and how he approaches the game.
Yes, Richard.
What objective analysis is currently most impacting organizational philosophy, and what is the impact?
I think what we try to do is we try to have a balanced decision-making process where our goal is to have the best objective analysis, the best scouts giving us subjective opinions on what they see winning the ballpark, the best player development and field staff to develop them, and the best medical staff and strength and conditioning staff to keep them on the field. Objective analysis. So within each one of those areas, we try to be as cutting edge and at the forefront and the best in baseball on each one of those subsets. And on objective analysis, we've really spent a lot of time trying to look at evaluating everything. Not only things that are easier to see using some more advanced metrics offensively, but to be able to better appreciate and value some things that are more difficult that you don't see as much. Base running, how much Grady Sizemore, and subjectively we know from watching Grady play every day, beyond just the stolen bases, he's a tremendous base runner. He goes first to third exceptionally well. He scores, as Eric was saying, he's a guy that can score from first on a double. To be able to value the defensive contributions as well. So that's really some of the areas within the objective analysis area that we've tried to do a better job of quantifying. And again, that'll always be one component of a decision, but hopefully what we look for is all those areas to align.
Yes, sir.
Chris, when are the Indians going to re-sign Manny Ramirez? Actually, I have a question organizational-wise, more about